years we couldn't get anyone to see what we could see. We knew there was something going on with him that we couldn't get to the bottom of. Everywhere we turned though, mental health, CAMS, kids line, helpline, all the rest of it, every time you rang them, you were sort of told that he wasn't severe enough to need the help, or all they would offer is family counselling, but then Harley just wouldn't show up to family counselling, so they cancelled family counselling. It got to the point that I was at my wit's end. There was just nothing I did seemed to help him, and didn't seem to help us. It just put us further and further into a hole until Harley, their resolution in the end was to basically put Harley into a refuge. And that sent me on a spiral, which obviously my mum saw in me. She saw me wallowing away to pretty much nothing, and she got concerned enough, and she just started making frantic phone calls, and she rang your company and you answered the phone. I was only 15. He was probably at his worst by that point. He was skipping school. He was playing with drugs. He was mixing with the wrong people. Everything you don't want your kids getting messed up in, he was getting messed up in. Originally, his diagnosis was ADHD, ODD, trauma, significant trauma, and I think that's the majority of it. We've always said right from the get-go, he's a light switch. That's how we used to describe him to everybody. Nobody bar his immediate family really saw that light switch, but when that went off, it went off, and he was very violent, which is horrible to admit, but he was severely violent. He's been involved with the police way too many times. He's been put in the back of paddy wagons. He's been roughed up. He's sat in a cell for 12 hours. He has been put on 2 AVOs now. He has had 2 Section 32s against his name. He's used all 3 of his youth cautions, and he's got nothing left. If he makes the simplest mistake now where the law is concerned, he doesn't have any of those to fall back on anymore. He was living in a refuge, and the refuge had rung me one night and said that he had cut up a couch, he had assaulted one of the members there, and they wanted me to come and collect him. And I explained to them that I was petrified of coming to pick him up on my own, because it's only me and I'm usually his target. And unfortunately that following day, it all got too much for me, and I overdosed, and I was found unconscious and non-responsive. I was rushed to hospital, and because of that, you jumped up and down, and we got help, but it took you screaming and yelling, and me nearly losing my life, and my son nearly losing his I don't know how many times, to get that. We were lucky enough to score the head of mental health for youth at Westmead, thanks to you. And I thought that was going to be the answer to our prayers. We always said that we thought Harley had bipolar because of this light switch reaction he used to have, and because of my family history. And I just thought that would be the answer to our prayers. I thought that would fix everything. It didn't quite go that way. Harley started the medication, and we've seen a whole different picture of my child. The slow process was building up the normal things that everybody else has got, like empathy, and Harley had none of that 2 years ago. None. No empathy, no compassion, no sense of what someone else was feeling, and he's got all of that. In less than 2 years, he's got all of that back. It's all the things we wanted for him finally came together, and our last meeting with David Dossiter was him telling us how proud he was of Harley and how proud he was of this family, because he didn't know how, but we did it. I feel sorry for every parent out there that is dealing with this, because I can guarantee they're dealing with it alone. It's hard. And if you don't have someone in your corner, the rejection just, it takes a toll. And when you ring and look for help and you keep just being told that, no, you need to change this, or you need to change that, or you need more family counselling, and there's only so much we can put on a line as a parent. And we did everything we could to make it work, and it still wasn't enough. The whole family has seen the change in him. Him and his brother have gone from, his brother had an AVO out on him because of an assault, and his brother was petrified of him. 9 times out of 10, he had a lock on the back of his door so he could make sure that he was safe. I don't think they even close their doors anymore. They talk nonstop. They go to the gym together every day. You can just, we're not living in a world that is filled with carnage and walking on eggshells, and I don't know how we survived the life we lived. He's back, and he's back with a vengeance. He started going back to school last year. He got 97% attendance at school last year. He graduated with honours from year 10, and he was asked to make the graduation speech as a valedictorian. He, out of the top 3 awards for year 10 last year, he took out 2 of them. He earned himself an apprenticeship. He is working now full-time, going to TAFE once a week, loves his job. He is who he's supposed to be now. He's happy. He has surprised that he's gone back to some of his really old friends that have stuck by him. He's he's just my boy. I'm really, really proud of him. It's been a really long road, but I tell you what, Grace, in all honesty, hand on heart, I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for you. So I owe you everything. Everything I have, I owe to you. I don't know how you do your job, Grace. I really don't. But I really wouldn't be here without you. We wouldn't be here without you.